Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself. Oh, and if you don't mind, like, subscribe, comment. And I've got a link tree down below that's got my social media, and it has my Patreon if you want to help out. Thank y'all.
It's getting to the point that I'm starting to listen to a certain group of people. And no, they're not all conservative. Some of them are actually liberal, more classic liberal than modern liberal. But it's fascinating. So many people continuously go on and on about corporate sponsorship of our politicians. How we've got politicians of both major parties voting the same way, and it's not for the workers, it's not for the people, it's not for anybody but for the corporations that spend money to make sure that these politicians stay in office. So my question to you is, why do you keep voting for them? You can get them out in the primary. Really, you can. Why is it we have so many voters that continuously vote for the folks that are corporate shills? That vote like they're corporate shills. Why do we keep having that? There comes a point that you need to wake up that what you're complaining about, you can do something about if you work towards it. Look, I am not saying that corporations shouldn't have some political say. My problem with it is that they have worked to create a government that is for them and not for the people of this country. Take a look at the FDA. Seriously, I don't care if you're conservative or liberal. Take a look at the FDA. I already know that there are a ton of libertarians that realize why this government agency has become what it is. So there's one. Our Department of Education may not necessarily be corporate, but it's all about unions. And unions are, I'm sorry, they're just as bad as the corporations. They're not for the workers anymore. They're for a political message that most people, as of this past election, have shown that they don't actually stand for those kind of things. We need to start putting actual patches on these politicians' outfits to show who paid for them. If you don't believe me, seriously, go start taking a look at all the opensecrets.org. Seriously, go take a look at opensecrets.org and start researching your politicians. You will be shocked. I want you people to start thinking now. Who do you want to see in office? Actually, not necessarily who, but what are the qualities of the person that you want to see in office? Doesn't matter what their gender is, whether male or female. What matters is whether they're bought and paid for, whether they listen to the will of the people that they are supposed to represent. Those things. I'm not living in Chicago. I have been to Chicago. I have listened to talk radio in Chicago. Y'all have a fascination with firearms that, I'm sorry, folks in the South don't even have that kind of fascination with firearms, and we love them, and you guys hate them. I'm well aware that all over the country that there are different takes on how we are supposed to do things. That is why we have the House of Representatives, so that the representative of our district puts our voice, the voice of the people, in the House, puts it into federal qualifications, and then you have the state legislatures. Here's the thing, they haven't been anymore. Seriously, Take a look. How many times do you see these people voting for things that you don't want them voting for? You ask your neighbors. Your neighbors don't want these things because it's not good for your community. Could it be that you're not voting for the right people? Start paying attention to that. Your local representative is actually quite important for your voice. Remember that. Okay, folks, you really do need to think about this seriously. Think about this. Every time you go get ready to go vote, quit worrying about what somebody is telling you to vote for. Vote for those that you understand that you should vote for. Do your research. Every candidate out there needs to have information on them. And take a look at the folks that you have as your House of Representatives member. Check your district. Okay, there are some states in this country that there's only one. But if you're living in a smaller district, you can actually easily start talking to the folks around you to get that person out of office. It's called a primary. I keep stressing this. It's called a primary. That's the best way to get them out of office because by the time they get to the general election, most people vote specifically for that R or that D, or some vote for the Libertarian, or some vote for the Green Party, or whatever. Your primary is going to be your most important way to get rid of people that are corporate shills. They are not representing your party. They are representing either the corporations, the unions, everybody but you. And it gets to the point that you need to realize this. And I'm going to stress this quite often. This has been Paul, Redneck Thinker. I hope you actually do start thinking about what I just said. Folks, I just want to say thank you for listening. I want to thank you for taking your time. I want to hear what your comments are about what you think on this topic because your comments are what's important, not necessarily mine. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're conservative. I don't care if you're liberal. I don't care if you're Democrat. I want to hear your opinion on these topics. I want to thank you yet again for listening to my video. Like, subscribe, and all that other hoopla. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.